Welcome to Change Your Story, the podcast that helps women build a fit mind, a fit body, and a fit life from the inside out.
I'm your host and transformation coach, Hannah Dawson. I'm a personal trainer, nutrition educator, and mindset mentor, and I am here to help you feel strong, confident, and free in your body, not by starving, shrinking, or punishing yourself, but by training with a purpose, eating with a purpose, and having faith through the process so you can change the way you see yourself forever. Inside this podcast, we break free from diet culture, perfectionism, and all the stories that have held you back. We rewrite the new ones rooted in truth, strength, and self-love. You will hear real talk, faith-fueled encouragement, proven fitness and nutrition strategies, and the mindset tools you need to stay consistent, stay focused, and believe in yourself again. If you are ready to stop starting over, build a life you love, and finally change your story, you are in the right place. Let's build a fit mind, a fit body, and a fit life. Let's rewrite your story. What is up, my girlies? Welcome to the Change Your Story podcast. We are on the final episode of the Laws of Alignment. And today we are talking about why knowing the laws is not enough. You can know a lot of things. That is not going to change your life, right? So today we're going to talk about that. We're going to dive deep into belief systems and why this is going to change everything for you. And if you are willing and you keep an open heart and an open mind, I guarantee you're going to have such a radical transformation. And when you do, please share with me. Please share these shifts that you're having. If you've had any shifts through any of this series, please share it with me. It would mean the world to me. You can privately message them to me. If you want me to share them with the women, I would love to. If you want it just to be private and share it with me, then do. But I would love to hear these shifts that you are having, because I know you're going to have them, because I had them. And when you're ready, like the last episode, resonance, things will start amplifying in your life. And so that said, let's get into today's episode. For all my new listeners, again, I'm your host and transformation coach, Hannah Dawson. I'm the founder of the Fit Club app. It is your all-in-one female transformation platform where we build a fit mind, a fit body, and a fit life. And my mission is helping women move from self-rejection to self-love, really building that self-relationship with yourself. And so I just want to say I'm so grateful you are here. To all my returning listeners, thank you for sharing your time, your ears, your heart with me. I'm just grateful I get to impact it in such a beautiful way and encourage you, motivate you, and be a part of your transformation journey. So again, just truly grateful for you. So today we are going to be finishing our last episode, like I said, the laws of alignment. And if you've been listening to the series, then you know that we've been walking through something really important together. It's about getting aligned. It's about building self-relationship. It's about learning the laws that govern life, that govern our mind, that govern our body. And this is really where transformation happens. If you are new here and this is the first episode you're listening to, go back to the first episode, which is called The Laws of the Body. They all build on one to the next. So they'll make sense. Each episode will build on the next. Okay. Here's the thing, transformation doesn't happen through motivation alone. It happens through alignment, and alignment with how your body works, alignment with how your mind works, and alignment with how the universe works. Over the last few episodes, we really have been unpacking the laws. But today we're going to talk about something really important, because when you understand these laws, many people still stay stuck, right? Today we are going to talk about why this happens, why you know what to do, but you don't do it. And so let's just zoom out, recap quickly. At the beginning of the series, we talked about the laws of the body. That the laws that your body follows are the laws of thermodynamics, the law of progressive overload, the law of metabolic adaptation, the law of averages. These laws, they determine how your body responds to food, movement, and training. They are not personal, they're laws. Your body is not trying to punish you ever. It simply is responding to the systems that are running consistently to protect it. And either we learn how to work with it and make it work for us, or we don't. You either work with the laws and your body responds, or you work against them and you experience resistance. And we moved into the laws of the universe. All right, we talked about the law of vibration. Everything in the universe carries energy. Your thoughts carry energy, your emotions carry energy, your state of being carries energy. Everything is vibrating always, all the time. You are constantly emitting a frequency. Then we talked about the law of attraction, which simply means energy attracts energy. You constantly think about, focus on, and emotionally engage with begins to organize your life around that frequency. And then we talked about the idea of law of resonance, the idea that things that match your frequency become amplified in your awareness and your life, and you start noticing them more. You start experiencing them more, and you start attracting more of them. So this brings us to a really important question. If all these laws are real, if our thoughts carry energy, if what we focus on expands, then why do so many people stay stuck? Why do we keep repeating the same patterns? Why do we keep sabotaging ourselves? We say we want something, but our life keeps producing the opposite. And the answer is not laziness or brokenness or lack of discipline. It's something deeper. It's your belief system. Or another way to say it, it's the code that's currently running your life. If you've been listening to this podcast for a while, you may remember that when we talked about this earlier in the self-love series, specifically in the episode about belief systems and programming. So if you haven't listened to that episode, I encourage you to go back and actually listen to all the episodes in the self-love series, because it really lays an important foundation for what we're going to talk about today. In that episode, we really talked about how our belief systems are often referred to as our paradigm, right? Our paradigm is essentially the mental programming that has been shaping how you see yourself, your experiences in the world. And what's really interesting and really cool to understand, and cool in a way, and I'll explain later, is that your programming actually started forming long before you were even consciously aware of it. Yeah, from the time that you were actually in your mother's womb, your subconscious mind was already absorbing information, not just words, frequencies. So whatever your mother's fears were, whatever generational limitations were, whatever was talked about in the environment from the time you were a baby, you absorb that. So your subconscious starts taking in data like a computer code that's being coded, and you're being coded for those things. Your subconscious mind doesn't just absorb what people say, it absorbs energy tones, reactions, environment, emotions. Your subconscious is always listening, always absorbing, always recording. And so your subconscious mind is incredibly powerful. In fact, most of your daily behavior is driven by it. Actually, experts say that around 90 to 95% of your behaviors are subconscious. So that means that most of what you do in a day is not the result of conscious decision making. It's the result of patterns and beliefs that were learned and repeated over time. Your subconscious mind is constantly creating patterns about what feels safe, what feels dangerous, what kind of person you believe you are, what you believe is possible for you. And over time, those repeated thoughts and those experiences, they become what are called our beliefs, our belief systems. And those beliefs become the code running our internal operating system. I like to think about like this. You guys have heard this before, but I'm going to say it again. It's the soil analogy. It's like the earth. So I want you to imagine your subconscious mind like the earth, like soil. The soil doesn't question the seed. It doesn't argue with it. It simply grows whatever's planted. So if you plant seeds that I'm not good enough, I always mess up, I can't stick with anything, the subconscious doesn't challenge those thoughts. It doesn't argue. It simply grows evidence to support it. But here's the thing. If you plant seeds like I can learn, I can grow, I can become different. I can become a better version of myself. I can become my best self. I am worthy. I am made for more. I do have a calling. Then the subconscious mind will grow that too, because its job is simple. It says whatever you repeat must be important. And over time, repetition becomes belief, and belief becomes code. And so I love this. This quote changed everything for me. It was probably about 6, maybe 7 years ago. And it was a quote by Louise Hay. And it says, a belief is just a thought that you keep thinking, and a thought can be changed. And I never I never ever thought that before. Like I thought it literally shifted everything for me. I thought, what? I can believe what I want to believe. I can choose my own thoughts. I can choose to think differently. I can choose to believe differently. I can choose to see the world differently. And that was incredibly empowering. It changed everything. And I hope it's incredibly empowering for you. Let that land. Because what it means is that the belief systems shaping you right now, they were learned. And if they were learned, they can be relearned. They can be rewritten. And, I want to give you a little fun visualization because I work good with visualization and it really does help with changing the way we think, right? So, okay, imagine inside your mind, imagine your subconscious mind like a busy office building, okay? Busy office building, phones ringing, papers moving everywhere, filing cabinets stacked to the ceilings. Inside this office are files of beliefs, okay? This busy, messy office building. They have file cabinets, and all these files are your beliefs. And so every time that you repeat a thought about yourself, your mind creates a file for it. So if you repeat things that say, I'm not disciplined, I always gain weight back, this never works for me, I will never be successful, I will never have money, I'm not good with money, I'm not worthy, I'm not lovable. Those files get stored as beliefs and they get filed away, they get saved in the system, and over time those files become the code that your system automatically runs on. So imagine one day that you walk into the office and you say something new like this: I can change. I am capable. My life can expand. Suddenly, the office goes in chaos. Papers fly. People are freaking out because they're like, wait, what? Where is this belief? We have nowhere to file this. Where is this coming from? This is dangerous. This isn't familiar, because your nervous system, even though the thoughts are negative and not serving you, they're familiar, so it feels safe. Now you have new thoughts which don't feel safe. And so the office building goes crazy. They don't have folders for this new belief. Your system is used to running an old code. Your mind is designed to protect what is familiar. So when you introduce a new belief, your system is going to go crazy. And not because the belief is impossible, but because it doesn't match files that already exist. And that's why awareness is so powerful, because when you start noticing the beliefs running in the background, you begin realizing something: that you're not broken, that you are simply running an old code, a code that may have been written through childhood experiences, cultural expectations, comments about your body, fear, rejection, moments that taught you it wasn't safe to be yourself. So they got filed away. Beliefs got stored and locked up. I like to say, Faith got locked away. She got locked away in jail because she was too dangerous. So when you were a child, you believed you could do anything. And then something happened that taught you it wasn't safe to be yourself. So Faith wasn't safe anymore. So she got locked away, and fear and doubt became the rulers of that office building. And now they are ruling the show and running the show. But once we start becoming aware and we realize, oh my gosh, I can actually create new beliefs, I can create new files, our system goes a little wonky for a bit. It doesn't feel natural to say those things. But let me tell you, affirmations, affirming yourself is so important. Even if it doesn't feel familiar, it will start to begin familiar, because here's the thing. Those false beliefs about yourself are lies. And if you can say them long enough to believe them as truths, you can say a truth or that feels like a lie long enough to believe it until it becomes true for you. And so I want to say, we have to start questioning the beliefs. We have to create space to write a new code. Beliefs don't change with force. Those beliefs aren't going to change with you forcing them. They don't change because you say an affirmation once, but they're going to change the same way that they were formed, through repetition, through awareness. So when we're younger and we hear things over and over and over again, to the point where we actually start repeating it to ourselves, the only reason we believe it is because it was repeated over and over again till it becomes our own code that we keep repeating. And then that's why it's like, okay, I say this about my weight or about my life or about money. Then we start going questioning, wait, actually, where did I hear that from? And then you start going, oh, that's what so-and-so believed. And then have a look at their life and where they came from. You're like, oh, that's actually not true. But they believe that because of this happened in their life. And then you can go, you know what? I forgive them. I forgive myself for believing that. I'm choosing a new thought. I'm going to choose a new way. And then this is something that I say. I say, Faith. I say, Faith, come back. You're running the show. You can run the show. Faith. And then I say, God, help me bring faith to the forefront of this office and these new beliefs. Help me say these new beliefs. Help me walk in a new way. And it's amazing what happens. And that shifts your frequency too. That shifts your frequency to align with love. And you start producing, like I said, that brings the vibration, that brings the attraction, and that brings the resonance. And we start shifting our belief system. And when our belief system starts shifting, things start changing in our life. And, you know, this is where I really want to bring us into our next series, because our belief system is really important to understand before we can even move into manifestation. A lot of people think manifestation's woo-woo and whatever your beliefs are, or it's not real, or whatever you believe, but it actually is real. I mean, it's been around for a time. Whether you believe in manifestation or not, you're always manifesting no matter what. And we're going to go into that. But here's the thing. You're manifesting things that you don't want because you don't understand the laws, but maybe you understand the laws and you still feel like manifestation doesn't work or like it's some magic woo-woo. It's not. It's just that you keep defaulting to a belief system. So you don't manifest what you want, you manifest what you are. So therefore we have to change identity. Our identity has to match that of what we want, right? Frequency. We got to get in alignment, coherence, vibration, attraction, and then resonance. And so when that happens, we create what is called alignment between our beliefs, alignment between our thoughts, alignment between our emotions, our actions. And when those things start working together instead of against each other, life will begin to shift. And in the next series, I'm going to talk about how we actually begin rewriting the code and how we start installing new beliefs and how we shift identity and how we begin creating a life that really reflects the version of ourselves that we want to be, that we actually always have been. We're kind of remembering who we were before the world told us who we're not, before the environments that we grew up in programmed us, whether that's our parents, whether that's school, cultural, religion, whatever it is. You get to choose what you want to believe now. You are an adult. Just because that's what your parents believed, culturally, that's what was going on. Traditionally, that's what was going on. If it doesn't serve your highest self, girl, get rid of it. You don't have to believe it. You don't have to choose it. You choose that which is of your highest good. You were put on this earth to make a difference. You were put on this earth to shine your light, and anything that keeps you stuck and limited is not for you. Even if it looks wrong to other people, it doesn't mean that. It's not wrong for you. You have to choose what is right for you, and life will feel in alignment. And when life feels in alignment, things will start to shift. Don't worry about what other people think. You have to focus on what you think, because what you think is the only important thing. Your opinion is the only opinion that should matter. Your relationship with yourself is the only relationship that should be valued the highest, even before family, even before children. Because here's the thing. What fills you flows from you. What fills you fills your life. So if you're coming from a state of confidence, self-love, empowerment, encouragement, standing up for what you truly believe, not what someone says that you should believe, but what you believe, what lights up your heart, what excites you, you give your children permission to do the same. Love flows from that. When we love ourselves, we love others. That's why, the Bible says, love your neighbor as yourself. A lot of the time we forget that second part is love ourselves. You have to love yourself first. You have to go after your dreams first. You have to fill up your own cup first. You have to put your oxygen mask on first. That's why they say that in the airplane. And a lot of us are trying to put everybody else's oxygen mask on and taking care of everybody else, people pleasing everybody else. And we're so addicted to people pleasing. We're so addicted to performance. We're so addicted to approval that we forget our own inner voice, and we wonder why we're resentful. We wonder why we're depressed. We wonder why we're anxious. We wonder why we're discouraged. We wonder why we're addicted. We wonder why we have all these disorders. It's because you forgot to build the one most important relationship on this planet Earth in this lifetime, and that's you. And that's why we have to work on those belief systems. And I'm so excited for the next series because I love talking about this stuff. This stuff has totally radically changed my life. And I can't wait to just really dive deep and get into it, but we have to go through some heavy stuff. We have to understand how these things work, and then we get to get into the fun, the magic of it all, the excitement of it all. You guys, that is it. That is all. If this episode resonated with you or gave you new perspective, please share it with me, and then also share it with someone that you know needs to hear this message. Again, if you're enjoying this, please don't forget to rate me and leave me a review. It means the world to me. It helps me get found and helps others find this podcast. This is how we begin changing the stories that we've been living in, and we start creating new ones. I'll see you in the next series. Bye for now.